folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated. Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Alrighty, let's have a look here. So, German 40, Freaky Friday. Let's see what we have on offer. A little bit annoying. Let me go through the zones I got first. So let's just bring this up full screen. Hey, Ivan. Okay. Rob, how are you doing? So I really wanted to trade off of this area, and this is where I had my order set to sell from last night. So, and it only it came up to that level on the very, very last candle. So obviously that's no good. So this blue zone, this is an order block ways to the left, not too far to the left, but we'll go and cover that area precisely while I was looking for sells from here. I just wanted it to reach up last night during the New York session, because for price to have reached up so high, we were so bullish. It would have been like we can definitely still look for sells from here. It's just a little bit more difficult when you've got to have like London open. So I'm hoping that we need to see how this precise 30-minute candle is going to form. So I'm going to wait for that. You left the order overnight, triggered you in, still running. Yeah, I've got it I've got it open on a small account, forget one, but I haven't got it run on the prop account. So let's just hope it keeps on running down. Let me have a look at the daily. So the bulls were definitely in charge yesterday post FOMC, and I covered that in the trade breakdown, but they just assumed, even though this is German 40, this is still going to be very correlated to the US indices, and the US indices they just loved what Powell said, essentially, that it was sort of interpreted as a hawkish hold, but looks like the market's always right, and they they like what they heard. Anyway, so what I'm looking for now, because we closed, it's basically got no bottom wick and it's got no top wick. So let me just remove all my analysis. Okay, so this huge candle it's so much bullish volume, but I wonder if they've done their whole dash in that one day, and people that are looking for a continuation, not going to get it so easy without them maybe grabbing a better price. It's because it was so bullish. Morning, Maron. It's not really much to look at, really, to be honest, because all this, as we had this rundown in price, I pretty much already had all my zones and stuff established as it was coming down as leftover liquidity. So, I don't really have to do much. So I've got the 6-hour daily doji highest over here. It's going to be a point of interest. I've got little internal dojis inside of here. So all up going up is going to be a fair bit to look at. If I start going down the time frames, I want to have a look closer in this area because this is what's closest to price right now. We'll just go down through them all. 12 hours, you can see already we're starting to form some sort of structure here where price is tapped into. If I go to the 8-hour, not really seeing much detail apart from that. If you're looking at the 8-hour, you'd be thinking this as structure. So there's potential that if we are pushing down and creating the bottom wick, maybe we're going to pause somewhere around here, around this area, before making our way back up. And this could be like the bottom of the London session low if we do indeed come down. And that would give us like quite a nice little drop, still maintaining the bullishness, but that would be about a 70 pip drop, which is pretty good. 70 pip drop, if we can start pushing up into this order block a bit more, that would be pretty decent range. If we go, so let me just make a note of that level. So 15,146. I'll have a think about how I want to handle this one. If I extend to the left a little bit more, you can see we do get quite a lot of little closing prices, like necklines inside of this little area. So I'll make that a purple line. Then I really want to watch this candle close in the lower time frames. So 8-hour. Okay, then let's go 6 hours. 6-hour, we're starting to see a bit more resemblance of this structure, this zone here. Okay, 4-hour. Now I'm starting to look at like open candles, starting to look at wicks. Let's go 3-hour. Got a liquidity candle right here. So that one and that one. So if we do push up into this zone, I'm really keen to be looking for rejections and fake outs from the top of here. So if we start closing inside of this little faint blue box, then I'm not even entertaining sells until we get to the top. I'd be looking for buyers inside of here, minus the reject, because what we'll often get once we close inside of here, yesterday wasn't a good example of that. Once we close inside, we just powered to the top. But once we close inside this one, it's mandatory to go to the top. It's just you often will get that pullback first. So I don't want to take the first break into the zone. I'd rather take the breakout and then trade back above this area, or wait for it to be forming a proper support and then going up and trying to trade into that order block to get to the top. But once we get into the order block, I'm looking for fake outs from above it. And even if that's because we're so bullish at that stage, it would only be like a 20, 30 pip play that I'm looking to take a sell. But I think that if we got a candle that did just power all the way to the top, I think you can be looking for an easy cowboy counter trend 30 pip, 20, 30 pip move to the downside. So that'd be an easy trade for me to look for if that's the scenario for this morning. If we go to the 2-hour now, let me just bring that across. So it's inside there. 2-hour, not really a whole lot to look at over here. In terms of the way that we came up, we do have a liquidity candle. So there's 2 hours of liquidity candle at the base of New York session. So we'll just make a mark of that candle. Okay, now if we go to 1 hour, 1 hour, we've got this candle, the one that I had, the liquidity candle on the 2 hour. The base of that one, that's a doji on the 1 hour. It's a 45-minute doji as well. So if we do push down, I would also like to see it come down and take the New York low and sweep that liquidity that's underneath there. We might find it bumps off the top of the previous London session before it can break down. So we've got to keep be aware of that too. Then when we get to the 45-minute, this is where it starts to get a bit more interesting. That this structure, this is what I've based it on. So if we look at this real close, it's this structure here where you've had price rallied up, change the color, rallied up, came down, created that support with the necklines, pushed up, created those wick rejections here, and then we finally closed out through it, and then away we went. So now we're approaching that level now and just dipping, grabbing a little bit of liquidity and dropping from there. Okay, 30 minutes even cleaner for this area. No, sorry, it was 45 minutes. 45 minutes, the zone right over here. Okay, 30-minute, we start to lose some of that structure, and we start to see some of the fake outs, the 45-minute hour wicks that wicked higher and lower. These are like your little fake outs. So when I do the structure, this little order block, I don't factor in the closing prices of the fake outs. I find when you try to get the bulk of the candles, bulk of the activity, that's where you're going to have a higher quality reactions from. Cool. All right, so that's pretty much it for like, you don't really, it gets a little bit more messy on the 15 minutes. Okay. And then when we get lower and lower and lower, and I will just show you one last thing. So if I just replay all this data and we get into the 3 minutes, why I think we can have a fairly quick run up through this order block is because you've got these lovely clean candles all the way down. But the only place that I feel that we could wick up into it, close inside, and then have that little rejection to start the pullback to get the second run up is from this very light dotted line. Because we've got little support over here, support, little support, finally closed under, and then we had little resistance. So that's the only area I see once we're closing the side of this order block that we could get that rejection. Once we're closing above here, we've got a straight shot up. So I'm going to be looking for something that closes above 15,230, and that'll be like a 35 pip straight push. I think if we can do something where we close inside, like close above it, anything that creates a bottom wick and then is breaking that high, I think you've got a clean run up. Okay, does that make sense? So I'll put an alert here because I don't want to miss that. Oh, wait, what have I done? That's a line. Okay. Come on, Hayden. Don't be a spastic this morning. What the hell? Come on. Why is it doing a horizontal line? Add horizontal line. Oh. Oh, I can't do alerts in replay mode. Far out. Okay. It was wigging me out. Add alert. Okay, there we are. Link to open panel. Open panel. Need to what the? Okay. Some strange people, mate. All right. Cool. Any questions with the zones? So right now for direction for this initial London volume, I'm looking for this 30-minute candle. I'm waiting to see how this one closes. Okay, this one here. this one here should give me a very good idea on which direction. Hey, Jackie, how are you? So this candle here as well, as soon as we opened at 7 o'clock UK time, this 1 minute candle was basically 20 pips. It just shot straight down, and we're only just coming back now to close that little gap. So that's like a little market inefficiency. That price technically gapped down, but because it was the gap was inside of the candle creates this long candle. If you could see like seconds chart, I don't have the seconds chart on here, but the seconds chart would have had a gap because it was all just that one 1 minute. This one here, as soon as we opened. Oh wait, my sessions are a bit off. Every time I keep on opening charts, it's not saving. So that needs to go to 0. And that needs to go 12 for now. Thank God, till tomorrow. Till next week. Jim Zindi keeps on reverting to the old one. Okay, wish I can get it to stick. Have we had some news as gold just went crazy? Did it? $50 pip spike. Okay, so we've got some ideas as well. We'll cover towards the end for you guys as well on UK 100, Aussie yen, US yen, and gold. Okay, so I'm waiting for it to sweep this low again. Could you please give me times of your sessions as in the yellow? Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, they are. So Euro's pretty much pre-London or Tokyo close, kind of same thing. You're welcome. All right, so let's just check the news. We've got NFP. Later on. Oh, no news. That kind of sucks. That means we're going to have like just media headlines. But later on, New York session, 12:30, we've got NFP, and then 2 o'clock. So it won't affect this session, of course. But for people trading in New York, be careful, NFP. Okay, what headlines do we get? Nothing that's suggested for gold to go up 50 pips spike. Nothing here anyway. Yeah, nothing really. What about FX Street? Sometimes they have different things on the calendar. Okay, so this got some export news coming out of Germany, right on the London Open, but minimal impact. Trade balances on Forex Factory, they've got them as minimal impact as well. Oh, the actual news. Oh, that's already out. Looks like these guys haven't quite updated the time. They got an error still for the daylight savings. So this week's that sort of weird week where London, UK, Europe are one hour closer to New York. All right. Anyway, just be careful. When there's no news, it makes you always a bit nervous. Cool. All right, guys. You got any other thoughts? We're just going to sit here and just wait now. Just wait to see how this 30-minute candle is going to close. We've got plenty of downside to be swept. If we're going to go down, so if we're going to do a little liquidity grab first, we've got a little bit of space above in this little zone that we could sweep, but it's not that great. Does NFP affect the German a lot? Yeah, at the time it does. Yeah, I'm keen for sell to buy as well. I do like this zone up here. Like this little 3-minute, 5-minute imbalance. But this is too high for looking for that down move to go all the way up and then down. So there's not a obvious setup. The kind of setup that I usually look for is yesterday's. Yesterday was apart from it just exploding higher, the setup I really wanted to see when we had pre-London over here. And then just before the London Open, you've got a candle like this one, or there's no wick candle. So I really wanted to see London come down, and I had my buy ready to go from there. But London just opened and just went straight north. So it didn't pull back to give me that entry. And I can't chase the trade. The 3-minute did it? I didn't see it. Oh yeah, I was doing a workshop, so I was using charts that don't have the 3 minutes. So I wasn't even paying attention. It didn't do any pullback though. That's the thing. I wanted that pullback from London. But I guess once it pushed up, wick down, and then did the wick fill straight away, breaking above that area, I could have gone with it, but I felt like I was chasing it then. What's this? Possibly war related for the gold. Oh, that's what you're saying? Yeah, it could be. Who knows? Who knows? When there's no news forecast, the timing of when things get released is all over the place. But I agree. You get these random wicks, don't we? Okay, so the sales are looking good. We've kind of got that rounding top. It was so bullish towards the end that this to me makes me always think that there's going to be a bit of a correction in the new day when we're just like bullish all the way to the close. The next day, often we get a bit of a pullback. Just keep an eye on the 1 hour. So that we've got a little bit of structure here on the 1 hour too. So that structure. So we're kind of in the middle. So I'm wondering if we can wick up and then start pushing into the structure, then the same kind of idea for this one would be valid for this one, to trade down to 15,160 into at least this wick. So I kind of like that idea. So especially, okay, London, maybe sweep the euro, and then we get a bit of a pullback to take this liquidity. And then if we can start to turn again and start pushing down, maybe I can try anticipate we're going to push down to fill the wick, and then we can push down into this zone. Yeah, you've got like a little, that's the target I'm looking for, because that's the London high. So this area, I'd like to be able to trade like from down into it. I don't want to take the first break of that euro low. I want to take a sell. If I'm going to take a sell, I want London to sweep the low, do the pullback, and then I want to be satisfied that the top wick has been created, and then we're starting to push back down again to look for that deeper push. If we can close inside of here, then I think we can get down to 15,160 today. Before then, maybe start looking for those longs to come back up to sweep this bid again. So sell to buy, buy to sell, kind of the idea. So got 2 minutes. This candle is going to close bearish, so give me a good indication that London will initially follow that candle. So a little pullback first would be ideal. Little pullback without breaking the low, because then you're going to have that sell come in. Okay, here's the open. No, it's not. The way that moved 30 seconds. Worst case scenario is if this candle continues pushing bullish in the last 20 seconds and this one closes all doji. You got a link TYO open panel. Don't avoid the void. Okay. Someone pushing buttons earlier, maybe. Okay, a little gap. This is the open now. Okay, can you sweep the high? Okay, let's push down now. To try to give us some price action we can get in. Okay, let's go. Create the top wick. Let's push down. It's got to do a sweep. Come on. The higher I can push before getting that sweep, the more room it gives you to trade to 178. But then look for be careful of selling past this area. So not much of an open just yet. I might push up into this little zone first. Okay. Yeah, she is. So the 1 hour, it's taken this, yeah, that was the area that I think it could have swept first. And let's see if we can flip and start breaking these lows. 1 hour had no top wick or minimal top wick. Anything On 1 minute. So because there's the liquidity candle on the 3 minute right there as well, preceding that push down. So just be careful it's not the sell to buy. But I'm pretty sure now if we can flip, we can come down to grab that London high from yesterday. Morning, Tom. I think because we're trapped inside of this area. No, I'm not in sell just yet. Not yet. Come on. Oh, nice, Tom. All right. Now we can drop. Good one. Just push down to the London high. Okay, first 5 minutes closed. Nice liquidity grab. If it's hesitating down here though, and not breaking it, then those sells are going to be pretty difficult to get. So we need the volume in the first like 20 minutes to do that 20 pip push. Otherwise, it's going to have to pull back and get a deeper retracement. So the only one I'm considering is from the the limit order from this zone on how to manage that one. Because now that one's 40 pips from entry. Beautiful. There we go. Finally, we got that drop. Okay, just be careful of this little bit. We can pick up a lot of momentum once we sweep this. But this is the area we could bounce from. Ideal entry would have been from this. That was the liquidity candle. Okay. It was a bit jumpy though. So I think, did anyone manage to get inside of here? If you did, I wonder if your entry was slipped a little bit. Anyone? You missed it? What about everyone else in the Zoom? Oh, haven't you gotten the flip? Manny didn't slip. Oh, nice one. What entry did you guys get? Marin didn't get it. Peter didn't get it. Tim, you didn't get it. Okay. Manny 15204. Oh, beautiful. You got up. Yeah, nice one. Okay, 15200. Not bad. Did you secure down here, didn't you? At this level? Oh, you're a low. Okay. Because you called that level. You drew that line. Yeah. Manny, you secured 100%. Nice one, man. You did that. You did really well. 204 down to the area that could reject from. That was nearly like 25 pips in a tight range when we're such bullish pressure, but we're between two areas of structure. So I think for a 10-minute trade, 25 pips, that was a high quality setup you did. Nice one. Jim 15199. Did you try enter inside of here? It was just jumping around. This candle is a bit erratic. Consequent encroachment. I got in on that bearish FEG 30 minutes candle over here. Oh, good one. Good one, MM. Did you secure at this point though? Or you got a different target? 31 pips closed at, oh yeah, previous London high. Good work, mate. Excellent work. It wasn't erratic for you? Oh. Mine was a bit jumpy in mine. Good work, guys. Good work. Oh, Danny, it is. Yeah. Oh, Pepperstone. Yeah. Oh, I was looking at the proper count on that, but I was looking at TradingView as well. TradingView felt like it was bumping up and down. Yeah. Once we close inside of this area on the 1 hour, once we close inside of here, minus the pullback, then we can go down, but then those areas will probably give you those little minor bounces. For me now, I'm going to be looking for the sell side of things. I'm going to look for something to happen, a little fake out under here for maybe like a 30 pip push. So I'm just going to hopefully that could be, if we are keep on that continuation down, that I'll time the coffee so that we can get that pullback. So I'll leave that little idea for 30 pips or 25 pips, let's call it that. Because I think we can see a nice bounce from here, But then if the momentum's still continuing, then if we do see signs of the buyers exhausting again, then we'll look down to take out the New York low. So this could be like a trading range, sell zone potentially, if we get price action, of course. So that could be like a little sell zone. And that could be a little buy zone potentially. This one, depending on how the candles come down to it, if they come down clean candles, this could be a cowboy. But I'd prefer confirmation. But this week, I haven't been getting those confirmation entries. It's just been going like this kind of V shape as it comes down these levels, hits the zone and then goes away or comes up, goes down. Hasn't really been given. It's been getting to the area. Price has been setting up, but it never gave me the entry. Sweet. Okay. Very tough range. Like tough as in tight, not tough. I think it was a fairly simple setup, but the area you could work in is not very it's not very wide. I'll just mark up that structure so we can kind of see it here. Mindful not to get too many colors on the screen. Two days ago, I put the decimal place in the wrong place. It was 10 times what I meant to. Hit my SL. Got half back in the last 2 days. Still fuming. Yeah. I feel your pain, Jim. It's something I've got to catch myself from doing when I trade. I've been doing the different brokers as well. You also in GU sells, also just pushed through previous London high, 30-minute candle, open with bottom wick. We can have a little quick peek at that in the tick. Let's just see how this goes. So how long have we got? This new 15-minute just opened. 10-minute candle closed inside of it. Nice engulfing candle, then 10-minute. Came back up, retested the wick. If we can flip down. What would be really nice, what I'd love to see right now, is if we can push down and tap that area perfectly and then push back up. What kind of idea would this give you then? to go back north. Because it's a doji, you want the high and the low to be taken. If we can get something that does this and then does an equal double bottom and then starts pushing up, then this is going to be liquidity to be swept. So you can trade down into that double bottom. Five-minute, indeed. Yeah, Ivan's onto it. Create a 5-minute resistance. Oh no, wait, the 5 minutes not closed yet. Or you mean this one? You're using 1 and 2 or 2 and 3? 2 and 3? Okay, yeah, it's looking like it's going to close. Then that's creating that resistance, pulling liquidity, pushing down, pulling liquidity, pushing down, pulling liquidity, pushing down. Normally when that happens, support breaks. Are you still in it? You didn't take any profit from down here? Yeah, I mean, like those, we know that these from 8 to 8:20 a.m. London time, you're looking for a 20 to 30 pip move most of the time. Trying to plan for days like yesterday, you maybe hit it 1 in 10, 1 in 20 times. Most of the time, you're better off looking for a 20 to 30 pip move secure in the bag in this initial volume. And that was this from the top to bottom was your 30 pips. Of course, we don't get very top or very bottom. So where your entry was, wherever you get into the trade, you can't say it's like, I want to go for 30 pips from entry. I want to understand that there's a 30 pip move here most days of the week between this time. Only thing with like yesterday after FOMC, I hate trading after FOMC days because the news is so late that the next sessions, the Asian session, even the London session, hasn't had time to react to that news. So most of the time, most news like NFP, PMI news, CPI news, they all come out. Some obviously different timing, but they usually come out at 8:30 NY time, New York time, or some of them come out at 10 a.m. New York time. This is still within the London session, like late London, like the London afternoon, between 1:30 p.m., 3 p.m. So London has still time to react to these newses. Asian doesn't. So Asian will react the next session. But when you have news in the American evening, London doesn't have time to react. Asian doesn't have time to react. So London open, depending on what that news was, if it was a fundamental news, technical kind of goes out the window. Did I take? I didn't get. It was a bit erratic, Manny, but I had the trade that was on. That was triggered from that 15 to 220 level, still running. So I was already in a sell move. So I didn't want to. While it was erratic and trading on the prop account, when it was moving like this, plus my spread's like 3.2 pips. So I didn't take on the prop account. I just got on my personal, but it was from up here. This one in here, Samir. Oh, how did they get stopped out? Oh, you got in early. At what level did you get in? Because entry was at 15,220. Yeah. Too tight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Stop loss was a bit tight. For those limit orders, when I'm not really thinking about it, I've got the stop loss is a bit wider. Sure. Yeah. The move. Okay. London Open. Yeah. Either way, like regardless, result aside, it's about the process, isn't it? It's just like where was there a move? Did it make sense? And then the execution, like that's what I do. Like how I'm reviewing in my daily reviews is like how I performed, and then look at it objectively. Like was there trades to be had? How could I have caught them? Did I catch them? Did I perform well? Where could I improve? And then just also looking at, we know the market will runs rhythmically. Like there's a lot of patterns that it does, and like the more experience you can get with trading just one thing at a very set time, you can start to see like its behaviors, and then start to pick up on when there's quite a lot of similarities from a day to day. So like we know that this week, what's been a characteristic of this week? I know some guys have picked up on that in the Discord. I've been seeing you guys talk about it. Dave, especially, is he here? Yeah, Dave's here. You had a theory why we'd been getting good moves at 7, and who knows if it's the correct theory, but it was a theory, and it worked every single day this week. It don't matter; it's a theory because it had some merit into it. Time zones, yeah. Less lag. So London session started an hour later for anyone that's not in the UK or Europe. The move still, like people around the world still so used to trading at a particular time that there's probably more volume still at that same time that London Open would normally trigger. And there's still volume there, there's still it's still the German Open that hour later that people are thinking that might be London Open, but it's still German Open, and Germany and France are like big economies. So there's still volume, and we saw at 7 o'clock each day this week. We saw, I'm watching very closely this chart, so I won't move it. But we saw the 7 o'clock candle give quite a lot of volume. Like it's more pronounced on the lower time frame, but when the 7 o'clock opened, we saw like a bit of a rush straight away. Data savings. Yeah. The one before. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it makes sense. This owl's looking beautiful. We just gotta sweep this. I really wanted to see. I was hoping that this candle, this one, would be a perfect touch. Then you can trade down to it. Being a little bit higher is not ideal. Let's see if we can finally sweep underneath. Closing underneath, pulling back. We might have more 20 pips to the downside. German 40 good for London volume? Yeah, it is. It's excellent. Generally, I'd say 9 times out of 10. I'd say more. Yeah, it's after though. It's the zone that we're at though. That's the thing. Heavy bullish volume into a very high, like into a higher time frame. Like this is really an 8-hour order block, and you've got such heavy volume, and you've got 1 hour bullish volume. So we're kind of like we're kind of trapped in between. So I reckon there's heavy volume. I think it's there's a bit of equilibrium here. Yeah, the thing is, like, there's someone. They probably are pushing buttons. They're trying to like sell, but it's like when there's so much volume and it's between these two zones, it'd be like, you know, it could be like tires and sand. So like they're pushing buttons, they're pushing the like, you know, they're hitting the volume, but their wheels are just spinning. So the more they have to keep on pushing the accelerator, it's not actually doing anything. So if that's the case and there is heavy volume and price isn't going anywhere, then eventually, as soon as they stop pushing those sell buttons, price can really rip up. But if they can just get enough traction and just get over that little hump, get a little bit of grip, then we can see that nice quick drop. Or I can get a coffee. That usually gives that leverage. As soon as I go, miss it. Hey, my students, how are you guys tracking for the week? Are you positive? Flat? Down? Put in the chat or just private message me. Okay. Oh, too bad, Dad. What on, Manny? Was it on gold? Oh yeah, gold is rough. Did you trade London? Have you separated the sessions and to see which ones were better for you this week? Rob down. Jim was looking nicely, but fat finger. That was a 10 times. Daniel up 1.3 in the prop. Very good. Tom down. Looked for the reversal yesterday. Never came. Yeah, that reversal was hard. Peter up 1%. Work on different accounts. Okay. Okay. Raul one up. Oh, good one. You're settled in, Raul? Oh yeah, good to have you, Pat. I was going to message you. I was going to say I hadn't seen you for a couple of weeks, or like in and out. Still have same for both, so messing me up. Okay, Manny. Oh, have you settled in now, Raul? Your moving sucks. That's good. Couple of what? Oh, bin bags, yeah. Are you going for a month of vacation, Manny? Yeah, cool. You're still gonna trade at the same time? Oh, you're gonna meet Akshay. Awesome. Nice. Time zone will be more friendly for you. Okay, those guys that are up, some are going to be on prop accounts and some are going to be on personal accounts. On personal accounts, what I'd like you guys to do is just make a small withdrawal. And go back flat for next week, or leave a tiny bit in. But go and actually like use your money on something. Get into the habit of making that little withdrawal. For now, it'll give you things to work towards for like a week when you're at the end of the week, and then you're actually getting close to doing that withdrawal. I reckon mentally might be a little bit more kind of looking forward to it. And I know it might be small, might not even feel like it's worth it. But if it's like $20 or whatever, or $200 or $2,000, take some out and think like how you're tracking for the week or how you're tracking for the day. You're going to be thinking, oh, it's payday soon. I don't want to give any of that back. I think mentally it'll help you, even if it's just like the habit of doing it. I think it would be quite beneficial, because losses hurt more than wins. As in not emotionally here, but I mean to your account. Like, this is something I've been trying to get across, the message across, that say, I think that initially people say you start with, I'm just watching this still, it's not really doing anything. But let's say you start with 5,000 in your account, and this is a fresh account, and you're excited to start trading, learn, and price. You take let's say you lose 40% of that in the first few months, not really knowing what you're doing. Then you'll lose 2,000 of that. So now you're up to 3,000. Over time, you've got to go through that sort of break-even phase. But initially, you will start being a little bit more profitable. Okay, following the same pair, same moves. Once you start getting a bit more profitable, you'll find that you'll start having like longer winning runs and shorter losing runs. So you might make up, like, let's say you make up, very rough numbers, but let's say you make 50%. I'm going to just do bigger numbers because it's easier to calculate here. But say you make 50%, that will push you up to 4,500. So you made 50% on top of, but you lost 40% initially. Okay, you lost 40%. So you went from 5 to 3. Then you made 50% and you're only back at 4,500. Then say you lose 20% of this. So you lose like another, like, I'm not sure what the mass is. It's like $800 or so. Say you lose another 20%, and then you slowly grind away and you make like 30%, and then you lose 15%. You're making more in percentage wise, but your account's still going down because the losses take much more of a hit. You've got to make back 2 times your losses to recover. So it's good to, like, once you've had that initial drop from learning something new, start as you are getting more profitable, take some of those winnings out, because you will still have losses. But when you're having losses and you're constantly taking wins out of the kitty and starting that baseline, once you are becoming more profitable consistently and you are having more runs and you're starting to decrease the losses, start putting money into your account to top it up rather than trying to get all the way back to your starting balance. Because I find that once you're trying to get back to your starting balance, that is when you start trying to accelerate things and you start greedy. The greed starts to kick in. Even though you don't think it's greed, you're trying to really get there quickly. And that's when mistakes will happen. So after the initial drop, just when you are starting to get a little bit profitable and you're starting to actually turn over weeks where you actually made some rather than constantly losing, start taking some of that profits out, because it will just make it more real then. Does that make sense? Because you start then celebrating the wins rather than thinking, oh, I'm a little bit closer to my goal, a little bit closer. Now I'm paying myself. Was that a sweep of previous daily high and Asia high? Just then? Oh, previous daily high. No, the daily high is like way up here. You're in Marin 20. You're in France 48. Mistakes happen when you become greedy. Try to accelerate the process. That's never happened to me. Yeah. I think that's where it's like on prop accounts, the more frequently that you can withdraw, the better. Otherwise, if you've got to go a long stretch without withdrawing, you start to lose connection with the figures on the screen, because it's so far in between. Like, the same feeling that you get when you make a winning trade is the same kind of feeling that you can when you actually make a withdrawal and make it real. So it's so easy to make a mistake after a good feeling. But once you've made a winning trade or made a winning week and you can actually take some, you're less inclined to then go and risk it for the biscuit, let's say. Because now it's like you just hit your bank account, your account's back to like flat, and you want to start the week off that account off. You want to start, good again. You don't want to give back from going back to starting balance. So you are going to be a bit more conservative. That can lead you to taking a bit more decision-based trades rather than emotional ones. I mean your limit position. Oh, that one. Sorry, MM. Was that a sweep? It was. Yeah, it was a sweep of the high. It was just of the Asian high, but it was more based on this being structure, and that I thought that after such a huge run up, we're not going to go to the top without having some sort of pullback first. So that I was comfortable for that, rather than I wasn't really thinking too much about. It was part of the decision, but I didn't want to. It wasn't the only thing about sweep of previous high pullback. It was the other factors as well. I wouldn't like if this zone wasn't here. If that zone wasn't there and the price had just been pushing up like this, then I wouldn't take that trade without this being here. So it's a combination of price action, but at zones of interest, zones of interest and points of interest. So your zoys and your poise. That's most important for me. Like, to be honest, if I was really aggressive in my trading and I just traded the zones that I find on the chart, I'd be much more profitable than I am. But I'm really kind of just a 1 or 2 trade maximum, and I see all these areas bounce off it. I just don't pull the trigger because I'm usually only looking for 1 or 2 trades max. Peter, yeah, deposited a month last month. Want to build on that. I set monthly goals, so I want to take some profit monthly, I think. Yeah, I mean, initially on as well, I think it's a good feeling at the end of the month or the start of the month, but then 2-3 weeks in, there's a long time as well. So I think like it's really good to start with regular withdrawals, and then start to extend them out once you're sort of over. Like that's not really motivating you anymore. Is that now you just want to sort of like the process should become quite repetitive and quite boring, and that's when you know that you're turning up and just following the system. You're not following up with like excitement to be trading and all the passion, because all of those really positive emotions really can limit your trading. Whereas if you turn up and you're just looking for the same thing, the result doesn't really phase you because it's just part of your system. Then you can extend it out because you're really fallen into a pattern. But yeah, it can be a long month otherwise if you're really looking forward to with that withdrawal. It does get long. Yeah, different than yesterday, isn't it? Far different. Yeah. So failing to break into here, if we are closing back above this wick, then I'll be looking for pullback to go back up into this area now. What are you saying, Tom? What's that forgiveness for? George, it does make sense to take even small profits out. Had no profits almost. Oh no, you're not, don't ever say that, Tom. The more chat, the better. It does make sense to take even small profits out. I had no profits for almost 2 years. Felt like I've been trading just for the sake of trading. Only recently started making small income. You can see the purpose in your trading. Yeah. And I think most people don't take profits out because you're trying to get back to your original target. And it just doesn't make that's, I get it. I get the reason trying to get back, but it's so hard to lose 50% at the start and have to make 100% before you can even then start to feel good about your trading. And if you're making 100%, that's on your account, and you're trying to do it in short term. You're not even trying to people that do 100% in a year. You'd consider that to be amazing. There's no reason what we can't do with compounding, with the way that we trade, even trading small amounts at the start of the London session. It's amazing how these little trades add up to the week, to the month. So you could be doubling your account, realistically, with opportunities that's there. If we could catch them, and even if you took one trade a day, getting that 1.5%, that's huge. It's huge at the end of the month. It's just about being consistent. All right. We're looking like we've failed to break, made the higher low. If we can, the 1 hour is looking like it's, the 15 minutes looking beautiful. We closed above. If we can have that wick down, breaking that high, I think we've got 20 pips to the upside. Okay, yeah. Let's go. Repeat this candle. We've grabbed that liquidity. I'm not taking this move on the prop account because it's limited space, and the prop account's 3 pips. So it's going to put my entry here. So if it can pull back, I can get in on it on the prop account, but I won't be taking this little breakout, but I think this breakout to replicate that candle. But yeah, you're right, Marin, as well. It's the first, the 15 minute just opened. But the 30 minute looking good. So I'd like to take this on the 1 hour or the 30 minutes. Would like to see, for me personally, would like to see a pullback. But the way this week has been going, there's been 0 pullbacks. Closing above this would help that cause. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, 2x. All right, so I think I'm going to continue on mine, but my computer's a bit hot now. So trading nut stream, I'm going to call it there. if you want to continue, I'm going to be going to my channel for a bit longer. It's, if you search for HaydosFx, okay, and it's pretty much every morning, German 40. Oh yeah, while you're there, give it a thumbs up as well. That helps. Thanks, Rob. All right, so have a great weekend, trading nut guys. If you're coming over, I'll see you there. Otherwise, take care. Make a withdrawal if you're in profit. Don't let Friday do your accounting, because it can spoil your weekend. All right, so I'll see you later.